I found luge I was 11, 12 years old, and my best friend and I just went to a sports camp at COP at Canada Olympic Park here, where we just got to try tons of sports, Olympic sports. We did it, we tried it, and it was just really fun. Find the thing you're excited and passionate about. It's not like when I started luge, my athletic gene kicked in. I wanted to be there.
When we were in high school, she would leave class. She would leave the country for 6 weeks at a time, and then come back and still crush all of us in exams at the end of the year. We missed 2 days of school and we were completely behind, and she managed to miss 6 weeks at a time because she was overseas training, and then she'd come back and figure it all out. And I think that kind of transcended into the next level of her career, being able to balance that.
Instead of anyone thinking outside the box, I was having success as a junior, and I thought, hey, I can just bring that over onto the senior team. But instead, people started speaking to me with the language of, you're not big enough for this sport, your body's not right for this sport, you're never gonna make it, you're never gonna make the national team, you're definitely never going to the Olympics, you're never gonna win a medal, you might as well quit, you don't fit in here, really you don't belong, and what you are isn't right for this sport.
Arianne Jones of Canada up at the top of the track, the young Canadian in her first World Cup season.
But she just stuck with it, and mainly because she loved it so much, and she was at that point where she just said, well, just watch me.
So I had to learn very quickly to A, listen to my own voice of believing in myself instead of the critics outside. B, kind of find those people who were my supporters and form kind of what I like to call Team Jones. Who are those people I can really lean on, that really have my back, whose voices I can listen to and support me. And then figuring out what I could control and what I couldn't. So I couldn't control getting 6 inches taller. It's not happening. I couldn't control the weather on race day. I couldn't control these individuals telling me that I wasn't enough. So those pieces I couldn't control, I had to just let go of. And I shifted my focus to really what was in my control and believing in myself. After we found out what my injury was, my neurosurgeons told me for 12 weeks, pretty much all you're allowed to do is physio and lay. And then we'll be able to tell you at the end of 12 weeks if you can even try and do your sport again. And so during that period, there was a super low in my life of not even being able, knowing, am I done? Is this the moment where I don't even get to try and do my sport anymore? Was very dark, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of the above.
In typical Arianne fashion, she didn't say, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can come back from this. That, I don't think that ever entered her mind. It was okay, how am I going to come back? What am I going to do to first heal and then build myself up, as strong as I was before? And ultimately, she trained differently and figured out things that were actually better ways for her to train. And she came back and had some of the best results of her career after that point, which is astounding.
I had a lot of really hard moments to get over and really humbling moments and really scary moments. But then 8 months later, week after week, it felt like my body was clicking again. Things were starting to come into place for me. And it was the last race of the season, and I got to compete in the team competition with my other teammates, and it was like my body finally clicked back in again. And it was all this work I'd put in, I had new strength, I had new mental resilience, but then my nervous system clicked back in, and everything came back together, and we ended up winning the gold medal, which it's a good day any day you win the gold medal. It was my first, it was very exciting, but it made it so much more for me because of what I knew I had been through the last year. was a luge athlete, kind of like a professional tobogganer for over a decade. That was my career. And post-sport, after the Olympics and kind of a decade of seasons on the national team, I pivoted and now pursued my other passion of food. I'm a holistic nutritionist and a chef, and now I kind of marry those three pillars of myself into fun new projects.
Throughout her journey, she's enriched the lives of the people around her. You know, as a teammate on the national luge team, she made everyone better. You know, because she went about the business of you know, going really fast and having her own results, but in between times, great teammate, great listener, just a great person for all those people to have around. And it was the same when she was here at Edge School for all the kids here, and it continues to be true in, you know, in the next chapters of her life. Just she brings a spirit and an energy and a kindness that just makes life better for everyone else, and for that I would thank her.
I was the mom who would tell her, you don't have to go. It's okay. You don't have to go to the race. I'm sure it's too cold out there. I really don't want to stand out there. But she just never stopped. She just never stopped. So we're pretty proud of her, pretty proud of her personality, pretty proud of what she's accomplished. We're incredibly proud of how well she's come out of all the struggles that she's had to go through, which seem to be still ongoing. And she's the best daughter ever.